Hey allihopa, hi everyone and welcome back to another video from Say It In Swedish. I'm your host, Joachim, and today I'm just gonna make a short Friday video about a phenomenon that makes Swedish stand out from English, basically, and it's the fact that you use a lot of possessive pronouns in English, but in Swedish we replace those with the definite form. And it's just something to think about that will make you sound more idiomatic in Swedish. And I just wanted to mention this and go through just a couple of examples. And I'm not entirely sure why this is. I guess it's just how things are, and we have chosen this path, so to speak. But the thing is that we use the definite form basically by default when we basically know who is in possession of something. So my first example, and the best example I think, is when we say tvätta händerna, wash your hands. Tvätta händerna, and that's something you all should definitely be practicing in these times. I'm so tired of hearing this sentence, but you know what I mean. Tvätta händerna. Wash the hands. It's the imperative mood here, so I'm ordering you to do this. And obviously, the default here would be that you should wash your own hands, not the hands of someone else. So if the context, maybe the context is that you are working as a nurse and you need to wash the hands of a patient, well, then you have the context for that. But if I just tell you tvätta händerna, the default for us Swedes is that we mean that you should wash your hands. The same thing is when I say jag tvättar händerna. I am washing the hands. It's pretty obvious that without context, I'm talking about my hands, right? So, yeah, remember this, or think about this, that in English you use the possessive pronouns a lot more than basically you need to do in Swedish. Jag tvättar mina händer is totally grammatically fine. It's okay, it's fine, but it doesn't sound exactly idiomatic. It doesn't sound like as natural, if you know what I mean. It's totally fine to say jag tvättar mina händer, but it's, in this case it's kind of like you're stressing that it's your hands. Normally we would just say jag tvättar händerna. All right? So something to think about. Let's take another example. Jag har ont I benet. My leg hurts. My leg hurts. And we have this construction. Jag har ont I. Jag har ont I. Hurts, right? I have pain in, basically. I have pain in the leg. Because if I can feel pain in a body part, it's most likely gonna be my own body part, right? So jag har ont I benet, not jag har ont I mitt ben. It's totally grammatically fine, but it sounds a bit redundant, and it sounds maybe like you're stressing this, although we would also do this with our voice, like stressing it, like jag har ont I mitt ben, not your leg, right? But it's a bit weird to feel the pain in someone else's leg. It's just the default here for us if we use the definite form. So, jag har ont I benet. Jag har ont I benet. We don't really say that jag har ont I mitt ben. And then, just to finish this off, I have a nice quote from Forrest Gump. I think you all know it, and it's, you know, the my mama always said life is like a box of chocolate. My mama, we don't, if I just say mamma, And here I'm not talking, this is like a side topic a little bit. It's not, we are not talking about the definite form here. But it seems to me, it's something I've noticed, that you use my mom or my dad or my papa, my mama, whatever, my grandfather a lot in English as well. My. But for us, if we just say it as a title, the default is obviously always gonna be our own parents or our own relatives. So that's also something to think about. Of course, and people do this as well, they say min mamma, etc. But I think it's more frequent to say mamma, not my mom, my mama, my mother, min mamma. It's more frequent to say just, or more natural in this regard to say mamma. Mamma sa alltid. Mamma sa alltid. Not min mamma sa alltid or something. That sounds a little bit like it would be a direct translation. And I guess there are cases where we would need to use the possessive pronoun here. For some reason, maybe because of stress. I'm not entirely sure. This video is just for you to, think a little bit about this. And if you read text and if you listen to Swedish, maybe this is something you will pick up on. So, possessive pronouns in Swedish, mostly the default is that if you're talking about yourself, like if you're the subject, then the default is that it's your stuff, right? So you don't need to specify that. And the same is if I use the imperative mood, right? I'm always talking to one or more people. And if I say tvätta händerna, the imperative mood, or tvätta bilen, wash the car. If the context doesn't say otherwise, I'm talking about their car and their stuff. All right? If I say tvätta bilen, and we are standing by my car, I mean my car. And I could point to a specific car, tvätta bilen. We don't need to specify whose car it is. So, just something to think about, a really short video for this Friday, and hopefully you will have a very nice weekend. I've started to learn Old Norse, and I just wanted to ask you if this is something that interests you. Do you want to see a little bit about Old Swedish and Old Norse, maybe about the relationship between Old Norse and Swedish, etc. I have a nice basic vocabulary here, and basically I know all words already because they are almost exactly like in Swedish, and I thought maybe this could be an interesting video for you to see if, Basically, do you want Old Norse content? Give me a like, leave a comment down below, and let me know if this is something that would interest you at all. Alright? Take care, ha det bra, vi ses!